Hey coin collectors, Dan the Collecting Man here. Today we've got something very special from the Royal Mint, from the Royal UK Mint. I thought this would be pretty cool to have a look at. This is the 2024 Britannia and Liberty 1 ounce coin. So they came out with this very, very special coin for like a bit of a joint venture between the two mints. And I thought I'd have a look at this because it looked okay on the internet, but I thought definitely having one of these is pretty significant, pretty cool to have. So this has got a Britannia and a Liberty heads in the one coin. As you can see, 2024 1 troy ounce 39 fine silver. And I thought I'd go through all the key features and what's the difference between these and your standard Bullion, Liberty and Britannia coins. So to start off with, they minted apparently 260,500, so a very precise number, but you can only purchase 10,000 from the Royal Mint. So I assume they're selling off over in the US or other kind of dealers, but only 10,000 were available online. Obviously, I'm not sure if they're still available or not, but I'm pretty sure they will be available. I don't think they'll be selling out in huge numbers as they're just standard bullion coins. I got this one for £27, so 27, nearly £28. So pretty reasonable price for this for myself. And it has the two Chief Engravers from both the Royal Mint UK and also the US Mint. So it has Gordon Summers, who did the Britannia on this one, and Joseph Menna, who did the Liberty Britannia. So did the Liberty. So really cool. It actually comes up a lot nicer than I expected for a bullion coin. It almost has like a proof-like finish, a very shine finish. So we'll have a look on the back. So obviously we've got the king on here. Like I said, it looks almost proof-like finish. No milk spots, so we've got a win from the Royal Mint for a change, which is good. So the king comes up pretty good there. You can definitely see it comes up not too bad. So that's definitely good from that side. But let's have a look at the key side here and see some of the key features and some of the key differences between these coins and your standard bullion coin. So we'll start with the Britannia. So that's the one at the top there with the trident. So this is your standard Britannia that you get from the Royal Mint. So here you can see she's facing to the left, and on here she's facing the right. So obviously they've enlarged the head, and you can see the trident just coming out of the side there. So that definitely looks pretty cool the way they've done that. Definitely very clear that you can see the trident there with the helmet on the top of the Britannia's head. So nice and clear. But then we'll have a look at the Liberty, which I think there's a few differences here. So if we can get a good clear image there. So this is the Liberty and the Silver Eagle. So key thing to straight off with is this is the obverse of the Walking Liberty, and this is the reverse of the coin. So they've obviously got the reverse on this side here, where this is the obverse. So key things to point out for the differences here is you can see there she's holding the torch, which I think is a really unique touch here. And you can see all the different stars there. So I counted up, there's 7 different stars on that one. And obviously we have all the stars here in almost like the back of the scarf there. So you've got all the different stars for all the different states. Where in this one, in the hair, if I can get a good clear focus on this one, you can see all the different stars there. So there's about 7 of them in the hair, but really shines up pretty well given the finish on this one. So let's get this out and see if I can hold it like that. Yeah, that's better. So that's a really good focus there with, you can see definitely all the different stars and the finish there. So really nice coin, really nicely made. And I like the idea of having 2 of your core coins from around the world merged into one, and I think they've done that pretty unique. Probably the only thing here is, like, if we're looking at, obviously, like normally the US Liberty is on the obverse, and here she's on the reverse, but also it would have been cool to have the 2024 1 Oz silver facing the other way. So now it's when we're looking at the Liberty, all the writing, everything's upside down. So I think that's a bit of a miss in this one. I think it would have been good to have it upside down for that point. So when you flip the coin around to have a look at one point, at least this side of it, the writing is the right way up. So that's probably a bit of a miss from that point of view. But I think overall it's a really well crafted coin. You can also see here we've got going to have the two little marks here from the both master engravers or the chief engravers. So you've got the two little initials from the chief engravers on there. So I think that's pretty cool to have from the both Royal Mint and the UK and the US Mint to have the chief engravers initials in this one, just to add a bit more of a collectible point of view. But definitely for me, I think this is pretty cool. So we can have another look here with Britannia. It definitely comes up really nice. So definitely the finish on this one is not too bad. And then you obviously got this your standard. This is the 2024 Liberty with our silver eagle. So I think that's pretty cool there. So I'd love to know if you've decided to collect one of these, what your thoughts are on this one. Is it something that you think is I don't think it's going to be highly collectible. I think there'll be obviously there's a good number of these around, so there's not super rare, but I think there's certainly something that's kind of cool and unique to have. I mean, how many times are you going to have two of the key mints putting one coin together? So apparently this all dates back to Winston Churchill when he made a special speech and he coined the phrase special relationship between the United Kingdom and the United States. So this is where this is the thought design backing to that initial Winston Churchill speech where he mentioned that between the UK and the US. So I thought that's pretty unique to have that kind of point in there all the way back from 1946. I'd love to know what you think the Royal Mint could do next. Is this going to be a start of a series, or is this just a one-off collaboration? So what would you do if you had the Canadian maple? I mean, there's not much more you can do with a maple leaf, and the Britannia, and again with the Australian kangaroo. I don't think there's much there. And just imagine the Philharmonics. What are you going to have, some musical instruments in there, or the Krugerrand? So there's not really many other mints that they could probably do this kind of mix with, I think. So I think this is probably the only way they could have done this, and I think it's pretty cool. But it would be good to see all those kind of key mints join together at some point to make a special coin. Even here in Australia, it would be really cool to have the Perth Mint and the Royal Australian Mint come up with a combination coin where they're both Chief Engravers. So I think that's pretty cool that they started doing something like this, and I'd love to see in the future more of this kind of collaboration between two mints from two different countries, and to see what kind of different designs they come up with. So I'd love to hear if you think it's good, if you're going to get one or a stack of them, or if you think it's a bit of a miss from your point of view. So something else we've done here in Australia is on the obverse, they've made the coin, as you can see here, really small, so they can utilize the whole back of the coin for the image. So you still got the queen's head in there, but it's definitely a lot smaller, so that way you can utilize both sides of the coin for an image. So we've got a giant king, and we've kind of wasted that side in some regards to only use that side. I think this comes out of the Royal Australian Mint. That's come out really well. And another way I've seen it done here is this one here. So this is the Lunar Rabbit, also out of the Royal Mint. Again, I love it how they've got all this around there with the queen in the side there. So it can be done where they change up the obverse here just to make a bit more room for patterns. So that's something that potentially I think they could do in the future, just to add a bit more value to the image, and not just always have the big king or queen on the back of it, and just make it a bit smaller, just so you get a bit more value out of that imagery. Please, if you enjoy these kind of videos and you love watching my videos, please click that subscribe button for more videos on coin and bullion collecting. Thanks so much for watching and joining the coin collecting community. I really hope you're enjoying being part of this community. Hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Dan.